What's up, guys? Coach Kev here. We're going to do another market update, server update. I want to do a little bit of a different format today. We're going to update on some of the calls we made last week and go over the formations that made us pay attention to those calls, some of the indicators we used, get a little education going. It always helps to review your trades to refine your edge. So that's what we're going to do here, and hopefully you guys will get something good out of this. Stay tuned to the end. I will be going over our ETH call, a little bit of BTC analysis, and everybody wants to know about the bot. So I'm going to give a little bit of information and a website on where to find all of the info on our auto trade bot. So let's jump right in. I've got the BAT chart pulled up here. This was signaled last week, one of the first ones last week to go. And this is the official signal. We had this nice big run up and a pullback and a really good bounce off the 50% fib. Now, what do we got going in here? If you guys aren't trained to look for these, you need to start learning what they are. So we're going to go to this chart. So this is where we had this run up. Solid bounce off the 50% fib, and we painted an inverse head and shoulders. Get these a little tighter. Okay, how do these usually move? They move the distance from the neckline to the top of the head. So we'll take our measuring tool, do a quick measurement. Our targets were about 19 to 20% move. And the result from this one was actually about a 30% move from the neckline here all the way up. Total 50% move. This is where we started profit taking. I believe this happened just overnight. Let's see, that would have been the 16th to the 20th, so, or the 19th. So in 3 days, we made 30%. That's 10% a day. Held it, did a little bit of profit taking there, and held on. You can make up to almost 60%. Really good trade. If you guys were in that one, good for you. Let's jump on to ENJ. Was another one of our calls. We'll start with the actual call. So we're watching, kind of looks like a descending wedge here. This is a bigger time frame. This is the 4-hour time frame. And this is just putting some targets right around the MAs. And if you're not in the server and you don't know what MAs we're using, make sure you, if you've joined up the server, when you're ready to join up for the server, ask what MAs we're using. They're working really well right now on what time frames. That's a little secret that we're keeping for VIP only. So if you want in on that, make sure to click the link below, join up with the VIP. So then we saw another inverse head and shoulders here, guys, which is really bullish reversal formation. We had it measured down 24% from the top of the head to the neckline. So we're looking at 25% to the 2.618 fib. What ended up happening? Let's look at the chart. So I'm seeing, I pulled this out on the 4-hour. I'm seeing this nice big ascending triangle, but we're going to come back down to the 60 because that's what we were looking at on the server. What kind of move did we have? 30%. We retested the neckline and failed. So stop losses should have been triggered. You guys would have gotten a nice profit take up here. And once you should have adjusted the stop loss once we took off and hit target 1. So you would have gotten out with a small gain on this guy. Good call, had huge potential, but we did see a breakdown. I'm going to keep an eye on this and watch this zone right here because it looks like we've got some pretty good support and resistance. This is going to be my buy zone for this. Let's check what the fibs are saying off of this massive move just to see where we're at. Oh yeah. So if we bounce here, guys, this is going to be off of 61.8. That'll be a super bullish move. So keep an eye on that. We break out of this wedge. Once we test this, I'm going to watch for volume to come in and move back up. If we don't have any volume, this thing will break down and we'll be looking back down at the 800 Satoshi level, 900 Satoshi level. The next one we want to go through, IOST, was a 7% gain overnight. We were watching this descending wedge right here. That's what queued this one up for us. It's a beautiful descending wedge. Once it broke out of this wedge, we had a nice bull flag. And then we took off. We signaled right here at the bull flag. So potential profits here. Looks like we're coming back down to retest this low. I don't see support coming in until we come back down into the 220 Satoshi range. But, oh, we're going to tighten this up a little bit. So total could have been 16%. This was the first move that we got overnight, was an 8%, 7%, 8% gain. Then the first day, a little bit of quarter profit take here, quarter profit take here, adjusting of stop losses. Guys should have came out with a pretty good profit. Nothing super crazy, but anything in the green is money in the bank, guys. That's what we're after. If you want to be catching these real time, join us in the server, learn how to paint these patterns, find these trades for yourself, help the team find these trades. Let's all profit together, you guys. This is what we do every day. We make this money, this crypto, as Kirby would say. I can't believe I just did that, but there you go. So we're going to move on to RVN, which was another outstanding call. There was IOST. That's the original signal from the server. RVN, we were looking at some huge targets with this big old bull flag and descending wedge breakout. You can see the flag right here. This might be more of a pennant. Let's change over to the actual chart. So here's the flag I was referencing. We pull this down, we may be coming down to retest this baby too. So we signaled this down here. We're going to measure it again. You guys got this on our flag. There was a possibility of 20% just overnight from the initial call. And if you didn't catch the top, we consolidated in another bull flag around 20% and then shot up to 26%. So there was opportunities to profit take and adjust your stop losses to make sure that you guys ended in the green. I hope you all are doing that and are locking in some profits. We've had a pretty good week as far as alts go. We're going to run a quick fib on this guy just to see where we are for the retracement. Let's start down here for this swing low to this swing high. See where we're at. Coming down to touch that 61.8. If we come down here and test this wedge again and we get some volume, this thing could go for a new high. So keep an eye, keep this one RVN. Let's keep this guy on the watch list for the week. And the last one, nope, not the last one, second to last, MCO. This guy we called on the break, the bounce off of this 50% fib. And the inverse head and shoulders. Let's see, I got this on the daily. Let's go to the 1 hour chart, see if we can't find the inverse head and shoulders that we were looking at here. Oh, it's the inverse head and shoulders on the daily, excuse me. One, two. Broke broke up and retested. So this is it right here. Sorry, I couldn't find it. But let's go ahead and draw it. It's going to be a little bit sloppy. And we came down and retested this neckline. So it's not the most textbook inverse head and shoulders, but it is an inverse head and shoulders. The volume confirmed that. So now we had some targets up here, 39% target. What would we end up with? This thing broke from the bottom of the right shoulder. That's crazy. 60%. So if we were to play this from the top of the neckline, and say the 60, we actually signaled this. It broke out here, came back and retested the neckline. We got this on the retest down here. So from the retest, 52% potential. I believe we started profit taking in here at the 25 percentile gains and kept moving up. There was another play in here that I was going to signal for us last night. Looked like a nice bull flag coming right off of the 50% fib, and this was a couple days ago that I was looking at this, but this thing did exactly as it should have. Took a nice bounce, went up, tested the new high, and now we're going to be watching for a retracement on this. Looks like just about a double top, and that reverses the formation, and we will be heading back down to test the lower levels. But we made some money on that one, 20%, 25%, whatever you guys banked. Good for you. Good job, team. Let's keep it going. Let's see what BTC is up to. Watching the daily. Looks like this channel is starting to play out some more. We broke out. Had this nice big upward channel moving. I saw the rising wedge last week before. We broke out, it broke down from that, found support around the 5K level. Now we're starting to make a move up. So let's see where we will end up. Here, looks like we had a pretty decent retracement off of this channel. Now we're looking to make higher highs. Our local top I'm seeing here is around 58.76. And the 6K mark is going to be really tough for us to break. So you guys keep an eye on BTC. 1, 2, 3. So we're looking. I think this guy might make an impulse move up as far as wave counts go. That is not my specialty. If you guys want to get in on the wave count specialists, we've got a bunch of guys in the server. Lido, Willie B, our analyst team are outstanding with wave counts, and honestly, we have somebody that's good at every strategy. So if you want to learn, sharpen your edge, trade with the team, join us up. Links in the description below the video. Join us. Make some gains, put some money in the bank. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on BTC. We got this nice big candle. Let's get a little bit smaller time frame. And she's trying to break out of this. I'm going to keep an eye on her today. We got a nice little bull flag going. Let's check the volume, see what we can see. Volume. Looks like we've got quite a bit of buying volume coming in. This thing could be getting ready to go for on a tear. Absolute tear. So be ready for that. The other thing we were talking about last week, let's just type it in here, was ETH BTC. watching this guy. Oh. And it's looked like ETH BTC's broken down. Thought I had a better one pulled up here. Oh, that's IOST. Nope, we'll stick with this one. So we've been watching this. Our buy zone was down here in this big wedge, or in this area here. So we're still within this buy zone, but we've broken out of this formation, this big triangle we were keeping an eye on. If you want to get a little crazy, we could pull the trend lines in a little bit, and we could just be testing support, because usually resistance turns into new support, correct? So we should be watching this guy very closely right now. If ETH were to bounce here, we are gonna break out and up. Keep your stops tight to this swing low. If we break down from this, I'm not sure where we're gonna end up. It's gonna be some lower lows. What did I want to look at? I wanted to look at the RSI, see where we're at on the relative strength index. So we've got a similar low. This is looking like some little bit of possible divergence. Let's get it on a longer time frame. So for me, this looks like divergence. We've got a similar low, higher on RSI. RSI has reset itself because it's been up over 60. So really we should be looking off here to here, even up over 60. So this thing's starting to lose strength. Starting to look like this is going to break down. Keep your stops tight. If not, and we see some really good reflexive volume in here, be ready to place a buy order and watch this thing go for a moonshot. Last but not least, I wanted to touch on the bot, the discipline trading meets passive income. So I will link this as well in the description of the video. And what this is a complete layout of how our bot's going to work, how you can set your exposure, how you can set your trades. It can be fully automated, or you can have push button trades. There are a bunch of features to this. We've worked to get on this for a very long time. George and the developers did a great job. And we're going to be consistently updating strategy on the server. So if you want to join us, use this bot, use our alt signals, join us on the server. You can use the bot for your own signals as well. But we highly recommend using it to plug our direct altcoin signals right into your bot and completely automate your trading process. I really look forward to doing that for myself. I don't get in nearly as many altcoin signals as I was like, because I got to work a day job and I have 2 kids. So that leaves little time for chasing alts down. So this is going to be a huge tool in my bag. It's going to be a huge tool for you guys. Priority is going to go for the VIP. There's going to be limited number of seats for this bot. So if you guys want to join us, check out the bot. Click on the link below. Give me a like. Share the video to anybody you think that might get some value out of this. And I will see you guys on the server. Happy trading.